Hello, and welcome to the Passing Notes podcast, sharing music across generations. I am Jack Hansen, and this week, I am joined by, as always, my friend Kale and my dad, Mark Hansen. And this week, I am also joined by a guest of mine, Erik Pauls. We call him EP in the business.
Hello.
That's how I will be referring to him as. And he brought on an album that he chose. It's called it's blanking my mind right now. Future Me Hates Me by the Beths. EP, why don't
he's
you?
Rocking the tee.
And he's rocking the merch. And he's
is
rocking
this
the Beths
Amazon?
merch.
I mean, where do you get the Beth's tee?
This one's from the Beths concert.
Okay, a live
Chicago
exposure.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
is that
months
the
ago.
first exposure?
For me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So, my friend Chase got into the band around 2020, like right when the quarantine kind of started, and then we had plans to go to the Chicago concert at the end of January, but then it got postponed to March. And then at that time, I was just kind of like, I'll go to a concert in Chicago.
Sure, why not?
And I knew a few of their songs, so I think it would be enjoyable. And then we ended up going, and it was a blast. So I listened to all their songs, and now I'm a big fan.
I'm so old that when you said a Chicago concert, I thought you were going to see Chicago the band.
No.
And I thought that was odd. But awesome. That's very cool. Do you know anything about them, their origin story? And
yes. So they formed in 2014 after, the guitarist, the lead guitarist, and the singer went to high school together. They're all from Auckland, New Zealand.
Exotic?
And yeah.
Quite.
And then they all went to the Auckland or New Zealand College of Music, one of the two. And there they met the bassist Benji and the drummer at the time, who was also into jazz and had a jazz solo career in which they were all the backing instruments. And so they did the Beths after that had formed, and then the drummer then left, and now they have Tristan, who's pretty awesome at the drums. And yeah, so it formed in 2014, released an EP in 2017, and then took one of those songs, which is, it's either Whatever or Happy Unhappy that they brought over to the album for 2018. And then they released another one in 2020, and then they're coming out with one in the fall this year.
So you're on a first-name basis with all of the band
Yeah,
members.
Liz, Jonathan, Benji, and Tristan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Do I recall that you met one of them at the concert or talked to one of them? Or was that a different one? Different band, different concert?
I think that might have been a different band and person. I don't know if that was me, but we were pretty close. We were like in the third row. So.
Maybe Jasmine met one of the drummers or something for one of the bands. I thought when you guys went to...
We went to Snail Mail. And
That's
we
right.
met a couple of the, whatever the first band that comes out is called, The Opener.
The Opener.
The Opener.
How big a venue was this place?
It was pretty intimate. It was like 200 to 300 people.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is very
And
intimate.
But you can see, even that was an upgrade over the crowds they were getting as a jazz group.
I'm sure.
Yes. Well,
which was about 15.
Yeah. The guy
That
actually
was
left to
family.
pursue the jazz career. So I don't know if he's still doing it. His Sal
Think he regrets
Valentine
it.
is his jazz name. I don't remember his actual name, but
Good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, is there any particular reason why you chose this album in particular? I mean, obviously they're kind of a new band for you, but what was the decision to bring this album on as opposed to any other album that you could have picked?
Because he bought the T-shirt.
Oh, they're right, the
That's why.
T-shirt. You had to justify the T-shirt.
I
Okay.
did buy this album at the concert
Yeah.
on CD, and then it just kind of, I've been listening to it a lot as well as their other album. But this one kind of is more summery to me, more upbeat,
Okay.
energetic, so
Mm-hmm.
thought I'd do that.
That's
Bring this
cool.
on, and as far as other albums, I don't know, pretty big into a lot of other bands, but I feel like you guys might have heard that before, or I don't know if it's Taylor Swift. I didn't necessarily need to hear other opinions on Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So
I can be a Swiftie. No problem with that.
maybe next time.
Well, I was talking to Jason earlier today because I was just letting him know, Jaders for those listeners.
Oh, yes.
Who we referred to. Just because we uploaded last night for the last pod, and he was asking who the next one was, and I'm like, it's Future Me Hates Me the Best. He seemed to think that this wasn't their best album. Do you have a comment on that?
I like both. I really like both. He thinks that the second album, Jump Rope Gazers, is better. I like it. I think the first one's more hits heavy, and it has slower songs on the second one, which I don't dislike, but I felt, like I said, summer. The opens up pretty upbeat, but then it kind of slows down. So I thought this one stayed true throughout, at least a little bit more.
Well, it's cool that none of us had heard this band before, so
Yeah,
that's always fun.
it's pretty small band as far as they just headlined their first, I guess, tour. And like I said, most of the venues were probably 200 to 300 people. So
Don't you wonder what a band like that makes? Do they come out behind on a deal like that? I mean, they got to get over here from New Zealand,
Yep.
and then they do a regional tour, nationwide tour of 200-seat venues. I mean, they pay a booking agent, their manager, roadies. I mean, can that be profitable? I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
How much were those tickets?
Yeah, it's for people.
It was the T-shirts
Yeah,
and
it's
album
exactly
sales.
that's what it
Yes.
is.
That
And
pay
the
for their
CDs.
meals.
Yep.
It's tickets I think were about $20 to $30, and
Yeah, that's.
I think they do pretty well in New Zealand. I know they can fill like a concert hall. They have a live album as well from 2021 or I don't know, one of the two most recent years, and yeah, so I think they do pretty well over there. This was their first, like I said, USA tour where they were the main event.
I suppose you have to, as a band, there's not many other ways other than TikTok or something that you go from being a regional or your small country band to big in the States. Or, I mean, you just have to peel off that Band-Aid and do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think half of our bands are non-USA, if I'm correct.
Yeah, probably true.
I mean, even our last one are neighbors to this band from Australia.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, although they did have a song on TikTok, Gabe let us know. So.
Yes.
I haven't heard of it. Okay. Do we have any other questions before we dive in?
I don't think so.
No? All right. Well, let us get started here with the first song, Great No One. We'll give it a little listen. Give it a little spin.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Speak to that.
I will.
Go on.
I liked the sound right away.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I'm a sucker for just that slightest. You know, the vocal was almost cold, maybe a nanosecond cold, and the music comes in. And I don't know. I was a sucker for those type of situations. I noticed the guitar right away was nice. The rock beat. And I'm going, oh, rock and roll. I can't, this is going to be fine. I can handle this. But the biggest piece is her vocals were pleasant. I mean, her phrasing, she had that almost, I'm not even trying.
I was just about to say, it doesn't even sound like she's trying.
Yes. But then she does this little higher thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she is trying, and I don't know, that voice right away resonated with me, and I'm just like, I like her. I like the music behind her voice. I dug it. The lyrics, as I looked through those and started paying attention to that, I thought they were somewhat thought-provoking. What else? Well, there's a lyric in the song that, to me, is like, this is her vocals. She sings, always caught in between the ache and the apathy. And I'm going, yeah, that's how she sings. She's aching and you feel emotion or you feel nothing. And she's just going through the motions, and yet it always sounds awesome. I thought it was a great opening track, and I'm like, I'm excited for the rest of this bad boy.
Yeah. It's interesting because it is, some would say, alternative, and that's, I mean, you kind of spoke about it last pod, that's wrong.
That alternative is wrong?
Alternative is wrong.
Well, what's wrong about alternative sometimes
Right.
is they avoid hooks.
Oh, okay.
This band is hooky like crazy.
Yeah.
And that just, I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah. The chorus is awesome, and they do a lot of the little, a little callback. She'll sing a line, and then it's probably her voice tracked a couple of times, it sounds like. Almost, but maybe some of the other members of the band with a little kind of harmony response.
Yeah,
They do that to perfection.
The background vocals are almost always the other bandmates.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Certainly live.
Yeah. But they can get up there with their voices as well. But
Cool.
I think it's funny you mentioned that she has this not even trying kind of voice, because I think Chase was telling me that she didn't even want to be like the lead singer of a band. She just kind of just wanted to be in the band and play guitar. But then now she is. So.
Yeah.
I also think it's funny that you say that she's not even trying, because that's how I feel.
That she's not trying at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you don't care for her vocals?
Yeah. Immediately once I heard the first verse, I'm like, this reminds me of Always. And if anyone remembers the episode of Always reminds me of Alanis Morissette. And I'm not a fan of Alanis Morissette. That jumping up an octave and then just sliding back down. It's just, with Alanis, to me, it kind of felt like showy-offy. And this time, it's not so much like showy-offy. I just don't like it. Like, it grinds my gears doing that. So, like, right off the bat, starting at that verse, she's doing that like every 2 words, she going up there, and then the next word or in that word dropping off again. It's just like, that's
Like
not for
Dave
me.
Matthews. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I get, what's weird is I hate those vocal gymnastics from Mariah Carey.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I want to slap her.
Yeah.
Please stop with showing off your range.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But I've never considered that for Alanis.
Yeah.
And this does not affect me in that way at all. I don't know what the differences are, but there's something.
Yeah. And it's just, it gets much better as soon as the chorus hits. She stops kind of doing that. And then it's like all chorus, and even the verses, she stops kind of doing it as much or as often as she did in the first 2 verses. And it gets a lot better. For the longest time, I thought the hook was Waterloo, Waterloo. I don't know if anybody else got that. Sometimes it's hard to understand what she's saying.
Sure.
Yeah,
with
no,
the
I
accent.
agree with that, yeah.
The accent.
The accent comes through, yeah.
Which is weird, and it kind of almost reaffirmed to me, anyways, that like maybe she wasn't trying that hard, because oftentimes when people with accents sing, they lose their accent. Like very oftentimes
they sing American,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. It's just oftentimes like, I mean, it's not even necessarily just like a singing thing. Like also people, like it's just something weird with singing, because like people with stutters as well don't stutter as soon as they start singing.
Yeah.
Like our friend John Horn was a classic example of that. Where it's just, I'm not stuttering anymore, but I have a massive stutter, but as soon as I sing, it's fine. Anyways, maybe there's something there.
There's
but,
some New Zealand exceptions to that. Like,
sure, yeah, right.
I like to move it. I like to move it.
So New Zealand is
I
the
just had to-
exception.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
some New, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, and then there was, I mean, to the song, it was like I found it interesting where like the harder guitar is not in the chorus. It comes like before the verse, and the verse starts and it drops, and then halfway through the verse it comes back, and then once it goes into the chorus it drops again to a lower point and then comes back up a little bit, and then as soon as the chorus ends, the hard guitar is back. So I'm
Don't
like,
screw with the chorus, man.
what's
That's the
going
hook.
on?
Yeah.
Don't screw with it.
Well,
The
it's weird
guitar-
because it almost subverts like
I
what
never
you would
noticed
expect
that.
for a chorus. The chorus being the big part, that you kind of expect. Oh, this is the big part of the
And
song,
play along.
and it's like, and it's kind of but it's actually a step below that in terms of the song. It starts off at its highest and then drops off to its lowest immediately once the verse starts, and then once the verse ends, it's back up. Verse starts again, down, and then it builds up again at the end of the verse, and then the chorus is just like in the middle, which was weird. And it's kind of a recurring theme with this band, I think. And
Absolutely.
Didn't
yeah.
notice that.
and then also just
Didn't bother me.
yeah, and also it's a thing for me with this band is that sometimes, I mean, I really enjoy the band. Like in the background, I really enjoy them. I think they kick ass. I think they're very good. Sometimes it's also about her vocals that drives me away from it, actually, because to me it doesn't match, because the band is kicking off in the background and then she just kind of sounds necessarily monotone, or like, to me it's like she's got one note in each octave and that's where she stays, which is fine, but it's just like I'm like, we all know, okay, I'm a sucker for powerful vocals,
yeah.
and it's like she is the opposite of what I enjoy, right? And like she, in one of these songs, there's like, she hits like a big note, but you can hear her when she tries, not a big note, but like an extent, like she holds it out for a long time, where she tries to go up a little bit, and you can hear she's getting to the extent of her range in that octave. So I was like, okay, well, I can't say she's not trying, because she is trying. She just doesn't have the range that I really, really enjoy, right? Like that's kind of my thing, and I can't fault her for that. I just also can't enjoy it as much as maybe I'd like to. But I don't know. That's kind of holding me back for a lot of these songs. And will probably be brought up 17 times.
And I'm just going to say,
Right.
Billy Joel.
I mean, I saw this coming back with, no.
He has
Billy
no-
Joel,
he doesn't have a
no.
bunch of range.
You are wrong about that.
Oh, that's right. The falsettos on the doo-wop album. Yeah, he gets it.
I think you need to refresh yourself on Billy Joel. But I came in
That was
expecting,
more of
knowing that we won't, as big of a fan of you are as Alanis Morissette, I'm
Yeah.
as big as hater of her. So,
Crazy.
except I don't hate her. I just can't like it. I hate the sound.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
hate
fair.
her. I hate the music. Anyways,
We have visceral. That's what's cool about music. We have
Exactly.
visceral reactions that I don't.
and that's not to say I
Beyond our
don't like
control.
any song here.
Mhm.
Some of them are good, and like I think, and also there's kind of this thing of like the band wants me to get me going, and then like her vocals is like, what do I do? Like if I'm trying to like dance this, what do I do? I go like, yeah. Like I'm not going like, yeah. To me, I mean, because vocals I latch on to so much, and she's like, I do, and she's like, doesn't sound like she's singing.
I like
don't
that
know.
part.
I get it. I get that you like it.
Okay.
I'm just speaking the way I feel
Yes.
about the song.
Got it.
Speak your
Anyways.
truth, Jack.
Yeah,
Speak
yeah.
your truth.
Yeah, what do you got about this song?
What?
Are there words left? Or anyway.
I'm so torn on this band.
Oh.
And I'm so torn on. We were having a conversation pre-podcast, Mark and myself, just about. I apologize immediately, Eric. I am in the middle of a horrendous, just existential crisis when it comes to music right now.
Okay.
Because this literally happened to me today. We're in the office. We're listening to quick story. We're in the office. We're in the office. We're listening to just a classic rock Spotify playlist, and "Don't Stop Believin'" came on, and I just wanted to hurl myself through the window, because I have heard this song over and over and over again, and I came to that point that I've come in my life and with music where I've heard this song so many goddamn times that it just is infuriating at this point. And if I hear about the city lights, the street lights and the people one more time, it's just going to be the end of me, and I'll have to leave the room before I do something rash. Mm-hmm. As you can see, I'm very mild-mannered. And I listened to this. I didn't give it enough honest and good listens to say anything either good or bad. Something about it is impossible for me to put my finger on, because I couldn't tell if I was, and maybe this is exactly what Jack just ranted about. I found myself either extremely enjoying it or just very very turned off by it. And I was, I think Jack is talking about this struggle between the vocalist and the music. For me, it was the struggle of, is this like what I've heard before, or is this something that is going to grab me and it's going to take me to that place that I like to go to when I listen to music? And all of this is amounting to the fact that I love this vocalist. I think she's wonderful. And I think this is a great showcase for her voice. And this band rocks. I just don't know why nothing has grabbed me about it, and nothing has like propelled me onto it, because it sounds to me like every other band that I've heard in this genre. It has the same kind of not quite rockin' beat, but still in that kind of mid place, with a vocalist who I can't tell if she wants to be here or not. And there's nothing wrong with this band whatsoever.
Right.
And so I'm still in this existential place with this band, and this album in particular. I will say the guitar solo in this song is great, and I enjoyed it. And I have to listen to it more times, and I have to give it a more honest assessment, because worlds are colliding.
Sure.
And I don't have a lot really for this album, and I don't have a lot for this song.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
No worries.
Sounds like the rest of us will make up for it. We're not going to.
So the rest of this podcast is for me is going to be a lot of
What you said.
Yeah, I mean, they follow, like, all their songs, at least some of them, follow a certain formula, and you can kind of latch onto that. And me as well, like, Chase got into them in 2020, my roommate, and it took me 2 years and a live show to really want to.
Sure.
Because I've heard I think I'm Not Getting Excited and Dying to Believe off their other album, like, so many times prior to that, and then some of the songs off the initial EP. And just, I was kind of like, yeah, I like this, but, like, I don't think I want to pursue listening to it. And then I went to them live, and it was a lot of fun, and then here we are. But
so you're telling me there's hope. There's hope for me in liking
$20
and a trip to a major city. Yeah.
And then you're in.
Yes.
You got indelible, great memories.
Yeah.
That the music reminds you of. I mean,
And sometimes that's just how it goes. Maybe.
Heck yeah.
Sometimes even awful music, if there's good memories associated, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, some people would argue to me Nickelback is awful, but I got a good memory.
I would argue that.
And I don't think it's awful, but some people would, and maybe it is, but I don't think so. And I got good memories of it. So it's one of, I look at them fondly.
But the picture.
Well, you can enjoy your Nickelback.
But the picture of Joey song, whatever the hell that is, come on.
Photograph.
Yeah, that's.
What about it?
We can't have that.
What do you mean?
We can't. That needs to be erased.
It's
from
possible you
history.
just didn't look at the photograph.
Yeah. Look at it.
Hearing that song is the bad memory.
Oh.
So it doesn't work.
The only negative connotation towards this song I have is this GIF I recently found of the picture of that, and then in the picture is the picture of him holding the picture, and then it just like infinitely twists.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, my world is spinning, and I have to look away.
But you're right. I am brave enough to say there are some Nickelback songs that I dig.
Yeah, damn right, because I made you listen to them. And I'm your son.
True. I was forced. It was forced on me at times.
Anyways, whatever you're talking about. Future Me Hates Me?
Yeah, let's go to the next track
Let's go to their big one.
before we run out of our 3-hour time slot.
There's something about you. I wanna risk going through future heartbreak, future headaches, wide-eyed nights late lying awake with future cold shades.
That's a terrific voice. Her voice is a hook. It's a living, breathing hook.
Sure,
that
dude.
voice.
Cool story, bro.
And I love this concept of future me hates me.
For what I'm about to do, yeah.
Yeah, the mistake I'm about to make with you, you know?
Yeah.
And we all feel that way, you know, from the future looking back. But as young people especially, because you make all the more mistakes like that. I love that concept. And for like college radio and whatever, how do you not identify with that? It's
Yeah.
like, dang. I thought this was, again, a very catchy tune. And this represents the best of college radio alternative. I thought it was another excellent track.
Interesting. Well, I'll have you know, I didn't hate this one as much.
Oh,
So-
how did that happen?
Well, it's because
What's the guitar?
Because she doesn't. Yes, and
Does
also
that
for the
thing
podcast,
as
the
much?
the guitar thing that I was talking about was actually this track, not the last track. But she still goes up an octave, like once or twice a line, but it's not up and down as quickly. And I think in the last song it was more of like I'm up and now I'm instantly sliding back down into it, where it's this kind of vocal, like it's like up and then you're making a slide. Well, this one it's kind of up, goes for a little bit, and then it just comes down again. There's not really a slide till at the end of the line. She just kind of
She stays
goes
out
down.
of that medium-low register
Right.
on this one.
Right.
No. She just kind of stays
Right.
not there, but she's just above that other one. I think that you don't like, and when
Sure.
she goes there to there, but she stays.
It's not
kind
the
of-
trans. You don't hit that transition.
and that's a nice spot for her voice too.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's the most popular song. There's not.
Really,
It is. I think.
it's not even
Well,
close
On this
for me.
album,
It
anyway.
might be.
Yeah, it's the most popular
Okay.
song. By like a long shot. By,
I
like,
have
more
a
than
different
twice.
one that's totally better than this on this album.
I mean, my favorite's not this one.
Yeah, not
What's your favorite?
You Wouldn't Like Me.
That's surprising.
That's
To
not
me,
my favorite.
That's easily The Vault.
Okay, well that's
Okay.
not mine. So
This is in my
Interesting.
upper half, at least.
Yeah, this is
of-
very good, obviously.
yeah.
But boy, that You Wouldn't Like Me. Whew, that is a hook monster.
okay. Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is their big song, and I didn't hate it as much. I like it. I think with this band, I wouldn't mind listening, like just having it on, listening to it. I don't think it would make me as angry as it sometimes can, intensely listening to it, especially with, I think it's like not running. I think I got to the point where I'm like, do something. Like Elizabeth, please. I'm so sick and tired. I wrote this analogy down in my notes, but I'm going to say it now before I forget it. Where it's like I'm so sick at this point of listening in it. I'm so sick of this coming to age movie where the only big moments that are happening are hand holding. I want to stand up. I want to stand up out of my chair and be like, just kiss already, please do something, so that the music goes big.
Let's see a little tongue.
Yeah, come on.
Wow.
Come on, you 14-year-olds, kiss.
He said to himself
I
quietly.
said to myself quietly.
You have to read that between the lines, evidently.
But so I was. A lot of me is just like waiting for her voice to follow up on these big moments that the band is having, or just rock on with it. Which I don't know if she's physically capable of doing that with her voice, which is fine. But otherwise, like I can listen to this song like in the car, or like if I just want music to play in the background, like I will still play the Always album if I don't want to. Like I'll still listen to it, like, and just not focus on it. I'm playing a game or something in a car ride. It's a way to pass the time. I don't hate it. It's fine. But like if I focus on it too much, I'm like, damn, this is grinding my gears right
That's
now.
where I messed up.
Yeah.
That's where I messed up. I listened to this intensely.
Yeah.
And I should not have listened to this intensely.
Sure.
And I'm listening now, and I'm going, I don't even really have to pay attention to these lyrics because I just like the sound.
Right.
that it's making. Why am I overthinking
Right.
how actually good this sound is?
Sure.
That moment when we listened to the pullback, when everything kind of strips back and she's got that vocal part. Yeah. That's beautiful. It's so good, and I like it. I genuinely like it. So this is like I'm consider this me hearing it for the first time.
So typically we do like 2-3 listens a week, and then we come back with our opinions. Not for Kel this week. This is his first listen. So
This is, yes, for the record, let the record
he'll
show.
listen to half the song, and now he'll give his opinion to you.
He was just one listen shy of what he needed.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly
this
what.
is-
That's almost what it was. And
That's all.
Yeah.
Thank God we're listening to them now
You're
in
right.
the pod.
Yeah.
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 I think it's funny that you bring up Always because they're touring in Davenport, and so we're going then in about a month. And then 6 days later, which we had bought the tickets prior to the Davenport show being announced, they're at a festival where they open up for Always, who opens up for Courtney Barnett, who's not related, but yeah, so we're going to see the
The Beths open for Always?
yeah, and then they open for
Okay.
Courtney
Yeah.
Barnett.
So there's an opener for the opener.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're the smallest band of the three, so
That's interesting. I don't know how I'd like that concert because, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of either band. But like, if I was, it's almost, I guess not quite, because Always the band isn't quite as rocky as
it's
the
more like a
best.
dream
Right.
pop.
But it's like if it like the vocalists are
Shoegazers.
very similar.
Yes,
The
yeah.
vocalists are
Mhm.
very similar though, so it could be kind of be like. I don't know how I'd feel personally if I was a big fan, but you let me know. We'll have you back on.
Yeah.
And I might give you your original. Yeah. Did you have anything about this song that you want to talk about, EP?
Well, in relation to Great No One, I had this album in my car for a long time, and I would always skip Great No One. Not because I think it's bad, because I like it a lot. I just think it's the most formulaic. And so I kind of get that with the other songs, so I just skip to Future Me Hates Me, which, like I said, is in my top half at least. And it's just, I don't know, a fun song, relatable. And I don't disagree with your analogy with her vocals, but I guess I look past it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Would you? I guess you'd probably be the one to ask. Would you equate the band? So I've talked about what I think like the vocalist reminds me of, but like a lot of the times when I'm hearing like this rocky kind of thing, like it's almost like a slightly toned down version of like Olivia Rodrigo's band.
really.
That's what I'm hearing. Like especially the heavy guitar on this, it's like that reminds me of.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
so that's what I kind of see. It's kind of like a mix between like it's like a toned down Paramore / Olivia Rodrigo vibe with the always kind of dreamy vocalist. It's kind
not
of
as punk poppy,
Right.
not as okay.
it's kind of like in the middle between those two. Kind of how I
Interesting.
see it.
Yeah,
It is interesting, and you've lost me.
Right.
I think there's more of a focus
Just think,
on the
I-
guitars.
Yeah, I think Paramore and Always, this is like the child of those two, I
Okay.
guess. It's kind of what I kind of think.
Olivia Rodrigo is trying to be this.
Sure.
She's trying.
Also
she's,
Paramore.
Yes. Yes. Fair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Uptown Girl.
Not a remake.
So you need to go back to Billy Joel, and you'll hear that he's not one note. You could even listen to the song of the same title.
Been coming up short. I will go out tonight. I'm gonna drink the whole town dry. Put poison in my wine. They put me on a
Kicks ass. Like
It does kick
like
ass. The outro is the best part of the song. I'm
Yeah.
glad it's almost half the song.
yeah.
I'm glad the outro is
It
almost half the
was,
song.
I think, my favorite song of theirs live.
Yeah.
I
There's a lot
bet.
of energy and a lot of
Which you probably don't get a whole lot of, I guess. in.
I mean, they did pretty well. I like they use a
They're
lot of this
upbeat, man.
in their other songs, but I like how they use silence in their tracks, and like when she says stop.
yeah, that's
And,
good.
and they do that a lot, and then the drums will play them in, or the guitars or something, and it's really awesome.
Yeah. Dad, what do you think?
One thing I've thought about this album is the order of songs feels really well thought out. This is a great follow-up to the last song because, lo and behold, this is about a relationship ending and the regret beginning. Exactly about future me hates me. And I'm going, yeah, here it is now. And I thought that was cool when I noticed that. This has more of that punk feel than any of the other songs.
Absolutely.
Because Cale had said Spotify lists this as punk
Really?
genre.
Which is
And
bullshit.
we're like,
as a punk fan.
I
What?
disagree. Yeah.
and I said, well, one song maybe has a little punk feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I'm not going to go, they're punk. Catchy chorus, and I don't know if you loved it or hated it. I love it. Her verses that alternate, the high register of hers versus not as high, you know. That's a hook for me. Very appealing. Another track I dug.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, yeah, my comments, I think, from what I remember or what I wrote down, I like the stop thing that we mentioned, and it stops. That's always cool when they do. Some people might find that cheesy, like Bart has mentioned stuff like
But we
that's
can be
kind of cheesy
suckers
to
for
him.
it.
But I'm
Yeah.
a sucker
Yeah.
for it. I like it. You don't
Done well.
You don't get it at every album that of every band does it. Not every band does stuff like that. So it's nice
not
to have.
Billy Joel saying we're only human, you know, that on purpose mistake he makes that's so painful
Mm.
in that song.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No.
You lost me on that one.
No? We're familiar with the song You're Only Human
No.
by Billy Joel?
I only know about 5 Billy Joel songs.
Jack knows a lot more.
Yeah.
And don't listen to that one if you like Billy
Okay.
Joel. But the whole theme is none of us are perfect.
Right.
And so then he
Oh,
makes
for
this
God's sake.
painstaking mistake on his
right.
lyric. He flubs a lyric, and you just go cringe.
Boo.
It's the most cringy thing you've heard on vinyl or digitally.
That's the most I've heard my dad say cringe ever was in that past 5 seconds.
Anyway, I'm sorry I brought it up, but I was trolling Jack, and it.
You just said
kind of-
trolling
Oh
after
my
you said cringe. Who are you?
Is this vocabulary too young for my age? Or what?
As laughing is just a surprise mechanism. I'm surprised that hearing that come out of your mouth.
I didn't know surprise needed a mechanism.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what laughing is. It's just you're surprised that that came out. Anyways,
I'm surprised you said mechanism. I don't know if I've heard you say
This girl she's going out.
It's a black hole.
It sounds like a woman who is fed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is fed up and is going out. Musically, it is appropriate.
on the town or what?
On the town.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
She's done.
Yeah.
She's had
I
it.
hope you die for
Yes.
what I drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cold. Ice cold.
Ice cold. And then you brought it back.
Yeah, we weren't sure about the first one. But you said ice cold.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
What's cooler than
It'd
being
be cool.
Yeah.
Ice cold. okay.
Musical reference, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, as we mentioned, the outro bangs. AP, did you have anything else?
I don't know.
We got to tighten the ship here.
I would hope you know.
I
Tighten
don't
the
have
right-
anything else.
Okay, cool. Okay, You Wouldn't Like Me, the fourth track on the album.
But please don't try to guess what's on my mind. You probably won't like what you find. Oh, you wouldn't like me if you saw what was.
I think we all agree this is the vault song. I mean,
That's
we've heard
interesting.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
On listen when I'm not taking it so seriously for notes, it's a lot more enjoyable than when I'm trying to dissect it, right? Just because I can.
That do you
would like
just when
me.
it's all going as one.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
And just the concept, the title itself, and the confidence
You know what the
that
song
goes
is?
with it.
This is just a stranger.
Stop with the
Oh, come
no,
on. It's the
we'll
same
never-
thing.
We'll never stop with the Billy
Tell
Joel
me,
references.
tell me it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's yeah.
It's not
I don't
the
think.
same. But-
You wouldn't like her if you saw what was inside him. We don't show the other side of our faces. We don't show the stranger.
Right. Thank you.
Same.
Okay.
Samesies.
All right.
But this song has grown on me with more listens and not trying to, like, if you just have it on in the car as kind of background thing, you're not thinking about it too hard. I mean, it's a good tune. It'll keep you in a good mood. It's lighthearted. It's upbeat. It sounds good. And if you're not focused on how much you don't like the little vocal things or that she's not doing a whole lot with her voice, then yeah.
I just dig the whole idea of you wouldn't like me. I think of dudes panting dogs, and she's like, you wouldn't like me. Just forget about it. I like that confidence, and I don't need you and your desire. I just like that defiance there too. But beyond that, this is an awesome pop song. It is terrific. Everything about this song is a hook, which, say it, Cal.
This is a Mark song. This is a Mark song.
Right.
Ready already.
It's radio ready, which is why I hate it.
I mean, the callback lyrics again is an earworm. All these things we touched on while the song was going. Some of that, and as a former radio programmer, this is on my station in a heartbeat. It's like ad
On Rock 108. You're putting this one
on FM 108,
on. Oh.
pre-Rock 108.
Oh, it wasn't Rock 108.
Yes, it was a pop radio station before it went rock.
But you were playing classic rock.
No, it's a top 40 station.
Was that not all classic rock, essentially, at that time? No? Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
You weren't born yet.
Can you clarify what pop is for me? Is it just what's popular, or is it a sound, right? Because
It's a
wasn't
sound.
like classic rock pop at the time when it was big?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So right now,
That's true.
pop is more like R&B, hip-hop nowadays, I would say.
Yeah.
It's shifted more that
Well, I
way.
mean, it's done that through time
Rich, I mean, it's a little shift, yeah.
because the 50s, when
Country.
rock and roll started,
Sure.
that's pop.
Okay.
I mean, really. But
Yeah.
we called it rock and roll back then.
Yeah.
It was rock and roll compared to the other garbage that,
The country.
no, the pre.
Moon River.
Yeah.
Was that not country?
No.
Before the rock?
No.
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 It
The
sounds
big
like
band
country.
music and,
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of kind of genres that made up popular radio prior to rock and roll, but
It's what the kids
Yeah,
listen to.
yeah.
and
Right,
Top
because-
40 did the same thing.
Yeah.
Through the country craze, Top 40 all of a sudden was in Alabama too. So I mean, it does that, but
Because now, just growing up and not necessarily knowing what pop was, for the longest time, pop to me was just like Calvin Harris.
yeah.
Steel.
Bastille, yeah. That kind of thing, where it was more.
Well, it is now too, because now we're forced to, for streaming, and we're forced to make these genres tighter than maybe they were. Because Top 40 could have a country song in it. It could have some foreign song in there in foreign language.
Gangnam Style.
Luft balloons.
Yeah, 99
There you
Luft
go.
Balloons. I mean, Der Kommissar. If anybody remembers that one,
Was Rasputin?
I was just about to
Rasputin
say
ever on the top
Rasputin.
40?
Not in my time. But so pop,
Then no, it was.
pop now is probably what you're, what you're along the lines of what you're thinking. But
Okay, cool. Okay, did everyone say what they were gonna say about You Wouldn't Like Me?
I didn't hear anybody else say vault, which is confusing.
I don't think so.
I would consider it.
Okay,
I just find
That's
it
good.
hard to
It's
get
enough for me.
past the cheesy lyrics on this one because I really like everything else
This
about
dude
the
hates
songs.
cheesy lyrics.
Well, you can't say that because I do like Taylor Swift.
What is
Oh,
cheesy
right.
on the lyrics?
I don't know.
Maybe
it's
I
just
don't know
like
enough of the
Yeah.
lyrics.
maybe it's
He doesn't like things that it's like it says one thing and then the next thing says the opposite of that. Like Real Love Song, Nothing But Thieves. Hates that.
Nah,
Does the same thing.
that's not, I don't think that's the same here, but we can talk about that.
Jack, your comparisons are just not.
No, this
not
one's
there
true.
tonight.
This one is true. This,
Well,
this last one
it's
was
true
true.
because I don't like the lyrics of that song, and I don't necessarily like the lyrics of this song. But things I do like are the build into the chorus is really good. And
Musically, it's great.
yes,
Admit it, as a male, you don't like her singing "You Wouldn't Like Me."
that's what.
Yeah, I nailed it.
I know. No, I mean I don't normally skip it because it is a pleasant listen, and it's just I think more over time I just find to like music that I can just vibe to.
Maybe I'm a bigger fan of the Beths than you. I don't know.
Well, hey, I'll
Maybe
see
you
in
should be
August
wearing
then.
this shirt.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have you get me one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay, Not Running.
That might be the best part of the song.
The end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And this is where I had that analogy of like I'm waiting for something to happen because that end part I like a lot. Like in the band's going off, and then the background they join in as backing vocals, so it feels like it should be this big moment, or there should have been some big moment vocally that happened, and it was like, oh, this is it. This is the kiss scene. Or they just kissed, and now they're like running under the sun or something. I don't know, but like this is the big moment. But it's like there's not a whole lot going on vocally besides, ooh, and then the other guys joining it.
Yeah, I agree with you on this. Like you said previously on a different song, the outro can't come soon enough.
Right.
This was the first hiccup on the album for me. She,
Yep.
If we have a complaint, you had a complaint of her sounding somewhat apathetic, uninterested. This is the first song I really thought, come on. If you're going to sell any of these lyrics to me, you got to try a little harder than that. And if you were affecting something on purpose like that, it's uninteresting. I'm not. You may be selling it like you wanted to, but I'm not interested in buying that. And it was the first pass for me. Didn't care for it. I'd skip it.
Oh.
It's a skipper. Last one was a banger. This one's a skipper.
You didn't do the banger alert.
I know. I forgot.
Bart's not
I'm
here.
so mad.
So sad.
Yeah.
EP, you got any comments or?
I mean, I agree. I find myself wanting more from this song, but I really like the interludes, the instrumental interludes, and then when the backing vocals come in, I enjoy that. I think Jared said I had him listen to it a while ago, and he said this was his favorite. And
See, that confirms
if
everything
I'm recalling
about-
correctly, but
It's probably just because like the guitars are doing something cool
Yeah,
and he's listening
I mean-
for that.
I keep saying but I mean, I agree. It can be a skipped track, but I do like a lot of things about it.
Okay.
That might just be like a reoccurring thing that we all are kind of saying about this band. Like we all I guess for me for more songs than other people, and maybe it's just starting for others. But it's like there's things I like about this song, like the band or whatever. But it's just like I could also just skip it.
Yep. This was the point where I started to get worn out.
Yeah.
How many something was not adding up on this song.
Yeah.
But wait, there is more.
Yeah, there is more. Little Death.
Yeah, I think this is where it kicks back up, because I think this is my number one, is Little Death.
They catch on every breath. My heart beats harder as it came inside my chest. Die a little death. Die a little death.
I die a little death.
Bring it.
This makes me feel bad that you said this was your favorite song.
Rail into it.
So this song, she does more of the things that I don't like
Yep.
than
Back
previously.
to Alanis.
Actually, the whole chorus is
Yep.
based around things that I don't like. Weirdly enough, though, I like the chorus. The verses are where I don't like
Really?
it, because there's a lot of of those things in there that I'm not a fan of. The chorus I don't mind, because it sounds very nice when she does it. And then also when she starts all of those lines with whatever point that is that the verse or the pre-chorus? Not sure. But like the melody sounds a little bit off from the music, which turns me off a little bit. For me, I don't really like that disjointedness a whole lot. For me, that's what it sounds like. Like when she starts them all off with so you'd think that they're all kind of like, they would all like kind of end at the same point, all have the same syllables, the same melody, which is not the case. Some of them are longer, and it just doesn't feel to me that it flows very well with the music, and that kind of turns me off of it. But I do not mind the chorus. I do like the chorus, and which is weird, right? Because I don't like those vocal things typically. That is what the chorus is based on in this song. So there was a breakthrough somewhere. Didn't go through the whole song, but it was okay. It's not my favorite.
None of these are your favorite.
The next one is.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I go back to the order of the album again. This is a great spot. Nice change of pace. And here's a little something different from them and her. And it's like, I thought the music, the vocals, everything moved together. I didn't feel it was disjointed. I thought they all worked together very in sync, very well. And it helped convey the feeling of the song throughout, up and down. But that slow start, it's like, unlike some of the songs, which are not lighthearted, but they're upbeat, so you don't think the subject matter is that serious. In this, something's up on this one. We're going to about to have something serious drop, or I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And it is. It's like her in love. And what does she sing? You say my name, my legs support a little less, my tongue becomes a little mess, my lips are longing to confess. And it's like she conveys that very well. It's like, yeah, she's feeling something here, and she conveys that real well. This isn't as hooky as some of the earlier stuff, but the type of song it is doesn't require that to still be captivating. And I thought it was awesome. Yeah. It's better like that, Cale, to say nothing rather than if you have nothing good to say. That's okay. No.
Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That guy was on the penny.
No.
Never
I
thought about
thought, okay, yes, something different. And it started out as something different, and then for the chorus we're back to and I'm like, okay, I was disappointed at that point. I thought, oh, we're going back to it. Okay, all right, we're back in. That's all I got.
I didn't.
Fair enough.
I thought it was, when I say the music and the lyrics, I didn't feel like we were disjointed a little bit. It was only like in that, like it was for the rest of the song. I thought it was good. I liked how the music kind of backed off for her to go do the I die, with that whole thing. I thought that was cool, and then it comes back in, as is most of the rest of the songs. When she does something, whether it be the chorus or whatever, it dies off a little bit and then comes back into something big. I like that it was just in that one specific part that I wasn't a huge fan of. All right. Did you have anything to say? I don't think you spoke about this one.
I was taking it all in. I think I don't disagree with what anyone said, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for a slow kind of build, where it becomes faster, like a Phobia, and that's probably my favorite off that album.
Interesting.
Yep. And but yeah, when you have the windows down in your car and you got the music on full volume, and then that punch just kicks in, and at the live concert, it's pretty awesome.
I can see all of this is upbeat. If they were doing this in concert in the same order, and then here's this change of pace, the lights go down a little maybe or whatever, and I could see it being really compelling and awesome in concert. Totally. And yet, but it's not a dirge. It's not.
What's the definition of a dirge?
All slow funeral song. It's not an all slow bummer.
Right.
It still builds, and it's still fun. After I catch my breath for a second, have a drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to the one I have starred as my vault pick from when I listened to it. This one gets my vote. Happy Unhappy.
Everything it ain't right. 'Cause I was on my own, tall and steady like a dial tone. Couldn't you leave me? I was happy, unhappy.
All right.
All right. Happy Unhappy. I mean, I like this one. I mean, there's like a shifted melody like 3 times. There's like 3 different melodies in here, and I like all of them. I mean, I like this one. It feels very summer, more distinctly than any other ones for me. I mean, it feels the most lighthearted to me, and I mean, I just like it. I mean, I feel like the shifting between the 3 different things is a lot different from the rest of their songs they have. That it shows like the diversity that they can have in the kind of niche that they are. I don't know. I like it a lot. This is my vote for the vault. I'm a big fan.
I wouldn't be against it. So poppy. So poppy. I mean, this could have been a Turtles song back in the day or something. I mean, instead of happy together, I was happy, unhappy. But I like that premise. I was happy, unhappy.
Yeah.
And then you wrecked it by making me happy. You turd. Another, I mean, it's so infectious. It's hard not to, even if you if you think pop music is, has no mental redeeming qualities.
Sustenance.
It's there to just make you move, and you can't sit there. You can't do it.
Nope.
You can't do it, Cal.
I'm gonna have it. I'll try.
You're moving.
It was too sweet.
Well,
Yeah,
It's a lot of sugar on this song.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about watermelon, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like watermelon.
These are all callbacks. But
oh yeah, we did that
excuses.
album. We did
yes,
that album.
we did. It's all callbacks to past things.
And then, but when I bring up San Fermin last week, I just get
Well,
like,
I didn't remember Santa.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
My heart skipped a beat. But, okay.
Okay, Too Sweet from Cal. I completely understand that. It's
Yeah,
not a Cal
totally,
song.
totally.
No, definitely not.
It's
a
too
Kale
much
song.
of a Bart song a Mark song to be a Cal song.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's totally a Mark song, but
No, we know what that one is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, EP.
Yeah, I'd say this was my favorite and has switched between Little Death and this one. Like you said, summer song, Rolling Stone Song of the Summer,
Ooh.
2018. Well, one of their songs.
Represent. And that means that means something. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, it does. I mean, at least it used to.
What a legacy.
The pre-chorus is, like you said, infectious. The quick fire lines, it's the rhyming. It's a lot of fun.
Who that actor was or whatever she says.
That one particular film that actor
was
in.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, get it right.
If you could learn that, if you learn the lines for that,
That's
it
impressive.
would probably be very fun to sing as well.
It is.
Oh, for sure.
It's awesome.
And then,
As somebody who knows it.
Yeah.
people in the car or wherever you're doing it who hadn't heard it and they watch you bang out every one of those
Right.
lyrics in time and damn,
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, like with Thunder from Imagine Dragons.
Also a great song.
yeah.
Made Rolling Stone Song of the Summer.
Oh my God.
Did it actually?
I don't know. That was just something I found. Well,
Well done, sir. Well done.
Good one. Okay. Is that all for that song, Happy Unhappy?
sure.
All right. River Run, level 1. Is there a level 2?
Not yet.
There you go.
They're still making music.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if the. Okay. River Run, level 1.
That's my pick.
No shot.
Yes.
That's my pick.
No shot. That's your pick
Yes.
for the vault.
Yeah, that's the one.
No.
That's the one. Because that's the break that I was looking for. That's the break that I was looking for.
I was looking for a voice to do some Frozen type shit. A river will rise. You know?
I don't think we need
That
that.
ain't gonna happen.
I want that. I need that.
I don't know if you've heard
It's
that
just
song before.
it's like it's a canyon. It's got all kinds of ups and downs. It's yeah. That one's getting added, I think, to a playlist or two. It's just got. I know it's not the sound of the band. I understand that. Don't fucking look at me like that. It is not. It's
I'm
not.
just waiting you to come out and say what you're gonna say, and I'm just gonna sit here quiet.
It's not the sound of the band that I think is consistent throughout the rest of the album. But god damn it, it's from the beginning all the way through to the end. I think effective both musically and vocally.
You mentioned Canyon. That brings me back to Fine Line, Harry Styles, where I think your favorite song was the one.
It didn't sound like Harry Styles.
No, it was something Canyon.
Yeah.
Canyon Moon.
Oh sure, yeah,
I think that was your favorite one.
yeah.
Purely only because of the name. You said Canyon.
He's got a canyon fetish.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll probably
Yeah.
yeah.
You could say I get a little rocky.
This isn't it for me. These last 3 songs, they take a dip in numbers as far as Spotify says, and I second those numbers.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not a big fan. I think it takes a drop. Even yeah, I'm just not a big fan. I'm looking for her to do something with the big hits, and nothing happens, and I'm like, okay.
Let's rewind to what you said earlier, though. It doesn't matter the range, right? As
Right,
long
I'm not.
as-
I
right.
never said she was a bad singer.
Right.
Here, it's just I wish there was more range.
other than sing.
I wish there was more range there, and unfortunately, there's not. And I'm not docking her points because she can't do it. I just can't say I can't say, oh, this song's good, even though it doesn't have what I want in it. Just probably, holy.
Turn off your notifications for crying out loud. I thought I did. Faux pas. Podcast faux pas.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I can't just say, oh, because she can't hit the range that I can, but I can't dock her points for that. I guess I like every song. You know, I can't do that.
Well, you're the one that keeps saying, I'm waiting for this Frozen moment that she's
Because the band builds it up to
of.
do that, and I'm like, where did it go?
I'm going to beat this into the ground.
Go ahead.
Once again,
Yeah.
the location of this song, we're crashing from the excessive amount of sugar on the previous song.
yeah.
Go
Yes.
crash.
So much.
And here's this going, oh, thank God, a little fiber, some kale.
Granola bar.
Some kale.
So, yeah,
Some kale.
some
There we
kale.
go.
And of course he likes it.
Some raisin bran.
This is the kale song. Yeah.
A little mellower, full of, some melancholy in there that even though at times the uninterested part, it's not ever really melancholy in
Yeah.
any of the other songs. And I got goosebumps.
Let the goosebumps speak for themselves.
Period. Music, when it does that, don't fight it, kids. It's a winner. And then the harmony finish was just epic. It wasn't as powerful sitting here, but that's because I was looking at you. But when I did before,
And I think the goosebumps are just because you think it's cold in here.
I do.
You
think
don't
it's
have.
cold,
Yeah,
as a matter of
exactly.
fact. And it is a
Those
factor.
goosebumps
It's
are
a-
real.
It's a small factor, but the music didn't hurt. Yeah.
I love this song. This is the song, at least at the show I went to, that they open up the encore with. They do a 2-song encore.
That's a good choice.
It's this one, and then they ended on Dying to Believe, which I think is their most popular on their second album. But yeah, I like to do something when I listen to albums, and that's pick out like a 3-song run. That's like my favorite 3 in that order, and I like
Okay.
Little Death through this song.
And when you pick them, it's 3 in order of what they've already determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, this song, another slower one. So I'm always drawn to that. But
Great song to end your 3-song run on.
yes, absolutely. If they ended the show on this song too,
Right.
would be great.
So we could just now listen to the next 2 songs.
You don't like whatever?
I think you left the show too early. They came back for a second encore, and their final song in the concert was "You Wouldn't Like Me."
Oh, I don't
Pretty
think they played
sure.
it. Well, they might
See,
have.
you missed
They
it.
might have. I'll have
That's
to.
what
So
I'm
let's
saying.
see your best
You missed
shirt.
it.
I'll have to check with Chase.
It's coming.
Why do
It's
they?
coming.
Why do they still do encores? People be asking this, but why?
I agree.
I get it's kind of like a legacy thing. People. It's kind of like tradition
You can't
for
sit
just
stoned without
bands.
I
satisfaction.
think most
Yeah.
of it is to set up the audience to get ready to leave, because if you just stop and you're not saying we're done and then we come back,
Right, but like-
now we're done. Okay, time
Yeah.
to leave. I mean, granted, you could just finish, lights come up,
Yeah.
but
But most
there's no
artists.
warning. We got to get mentally wrapped.
Yeah, but I feel like most artists though, like it's not like unless they're at like an EDM concert, like they're talking between songs, they're having like a conversation with the audience where it's like, okay, like
This is our second to last song,
even before the encore, with most stuff I say, they like this is our last song of the night, before the encore, and then
If you want to beat the traffic,
and then they
now's
come
the
ba-
time.
And then they come back anyways, but they always do that lying thing of this is the last song. Then you're like, no, but in your head, no, it's not. They're gonna come back.
I don't hear him say that a lot.
It's
I haven't.
It's always that bullshit, though. You've been a wonderful audience.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
that's
I
what
do.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddy Guy, No encore. The man is 86. He
Thank
just
God.
walked off stage. He's done.
I don't think he could come back on. Maybe he tried.
When they put him in the wheelchair and wheel him off.
Yeah.
That's a signal.
That's when it's
Picking-
done.
Picking the wheelchair up the stairs? Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The crew ain't doing it.
It's funny you mentioned like the legacy of encores because
Yeah.
Chase just sent me a screenshot from the Discord the other day, the Beths Discord that is,
Oh, the
of
band.
Liz talking about encores, and she says she loves them because it's like a fun little joke you get to play with the crowd, where it's like, oh, we're leaving. It's like, oh no, we're not leaving. We're back out here. So
Except for me, it's not fun. I'm like, I've been standing here for hours. Let's wrap
I
this
know
up.
you're
I'm
coming
having
back.
a good time.
And then when
Because
they
the
make
lights
you
aren't
wait.
coming up.
Exactly. They make you wait for a
wait.
few minutes. I'm like, my calves are dying.
And your hands are becoming
And I have
raw.
to yell for you to get back? No, dude.
Yeah.
I need to piss like you read about.
But
Come
still,
on.
but you haven't played your but you also still haven't played your biggest song yet, so I can't leave.
You guys haven't even played Satisfaction yet. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't played "Don't Stop Believing." Call back.
Call back. Good thing we're tying up all the loose ends.
That's the best shows do.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
Breaking my heart, you're making me want to crash the car. We'll hit the water. Cross the rock and wait for the maker.
Okay.
What's up?
What is it about everyday words or short sayings that somebody makes a song about it, like whatever, that I find so appealing? It's like, you made a song out of that. That is freaking cool. I wish I could do that. But beyond that, some great harmony, as is true on a lot of their songs. Nice guitar. Also true on a lot of their songs. Terrific lyrics. All true on most of these songs. But a couple of key things. The pre-chorus on this is dynamite.
yes,
The bridge is gorgeous. It's another gem, folks.
What happened?
Okay.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, the most memorable thing to me is the goofy.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, yeah, whatever. It's just like, where did that come from? When did the Wiggles join in with the band? But I mean, it's okay.
It's funny that you say that.
Okay.
And well, just because you said, who was swimming in the pool? Who was that?
Oh, I remember the name of the album.
Yeah.
It was Welcome to Fort Awesome.
Yeah. Who the devil? Anyway,
Oh, that was such an underrated.
that whole
God damn it.
album was that Wiggles moment. And you
Alternative
liked the
Champs.
album. Alternative Champs. Awesome.
Because, well, the difference between this song and that band is that the band is based off of that goofiness,
True.
and this band is not. And then just all of a sudden, this one line in the song at the beginning
But maybe they
shows
decided
up.
They wanted to be goofy and did it on purpose.
yeah.
I'm
I
sure.
like it.
I would hope they did it on purpose. Otherwise, why is it in
like
the
it.
song?
Good point. I mean, the goofy part.
Oh.
It feels goofy. But anyway, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I still think it's going to be an earworm, and it will haunt you.
I don't think so.
It will haunt you.
I don't think it'll
I'm
be
gonna
nearly
see
as.
to it.
It will never live up to swimming in the pool or
I'm going to be doing
or
it all
kicking
the
Yeah,
time.
whatever.
or
Yeah,
kicking
whatever.
ass.
Right.
They all kick ass.
You'll want to be. You'll want to get the word whatever out of your vocabulary, because when you say it, I will be right there.
I'm happy to say that I don't say whatever that often. So
Okay. Well, that and anyone around us,
okay.
which means I will say it.
Except you never don't have an opinion, so you'll never say whatever.
That could be true.
Yeah. So
Can't
EP,
argue.
you sound like you
You're ready
brought
to
the
go.
mic to you. You got
I
something to
just
say.
thought a change of pace.
Oh, there you go.
This was the song off their first EP, the only one they brought over. I don't necessarily agree with the choice because
like it?
I love it. I love the song. Idea Intent, however, on the EP is a lot better in my opinion. So I recommend that song. But I do agree the pre-chorus into the chorus, the transition is awesome, and I really like the bridge. But that being said, I think this one's in my bottom half, just because I like some of the other songs so much. But yeah.
All right.
Is it typical for bands? You know, usually I think it's like EP first before the first album for new bands. I don't have that many examples of like new bands, but you know, the first one that comes to mind is Nothing But Thieves, and I think that all of the songs from the first EP ended up on the first album. Am I wrong?
I think at least most of them.
You're right.
'Cause I don't think like Emergency showed up or another one of their songs.
I don't know. So I don't know if that's like a typical thing. It makes sense to me that like when they're pitching themselves, making an EP for whatever, you know, whatever companies,
Record labels?
record labels, you know, pitching themselves with an EP, you know, I think it makes sense. And then making the album on their dime rather than on yours before pitching yourself. I think it makes sense, but I just didn't know if that's like standard in your guys' like experience or if you even know.
I know a few artists that like will release an EP and maybe like the title track will come over, or like the bigger songs, 2 or 3 of the bigger songs, and then I don't know, because it's in a way it's a cop out because you've already written all the songs,
Sure.
You've already made that release, but in another way it fits the same tone, so you want it on the same album, and I like that about moving songs from an EP.
An EP didn't exist until, I don't think, until the 90s.
Yeah, no, he's not that old.
99 actually.
Yeah,
So.
so.
What?
You said he didn't exist until the 90s. So.
99.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I was a little slow on that one.
Yeah. But it was just. I think it's just because I'm such a big fan of Nothing But Thieves, and I think they're kind of like the first band where I was kind of following them along. Where
I
it's
want to
like
know that you've said Nothing But Thieves.
I know every album.
Every
I didn't.
single
I actually. I don't.
episode.
I don't think last one. To be fair.
It's worth it to bring up.
Well, it's just because their first EP, the majority of it went to the first album, and then ever since, all the EPs, none of the songs go into the next album. Like they're kind of like their own thing.
But I think it's a case by case deal.
Sure.
Like if the band produced it itself and didn't have a record label, you know, those songs, the record label is sold on like those songs, but they might want to totally reproduce them for an album, and don't feel like they had much exposure.
Sure.
So it's not a repeat because not enough people were exposed to it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why
Okay.
not?
Yeah, that
You
makes
know?
sense. I'd
But
be
others-
interested to what like Third Eye Blind did. I think they're also someone I'd be interested in what their first EP compared to their first album looks like, because I think their first album, We Did It, was fantastic.
That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
So good.
If an LP,
I wish they followed it up with something.
I
Good
know,
quality.
That's all I'm saying.
but if an EP is very successful
Yeah.
and sells a lot, that finally gets the label's attention or whatever.
Am I wrong in thinking that
Why do it? Why do it again?
that's something like what the Beatles did? Like they were passing around. I know they sold. Like they kind of passed out their own discs, right? Did it catch on because of those discs? I want to say I
don't
remember
know about
that.
that.
Like they went around selling their discs before they performed down in that bar, the basement bar, or whatever.
Cavern.
Yeah, the cavern.
I've never heard that.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but pretty sure.
Because I don't know if pressing your own records was all that. I mean, I guess Elvis did it in the 50s, so,
Yeah.
I mean, but that was more of a single play, and he took it home to Mama.
Oh yeah, now that time-wise,
So-
maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
But, I mean, they could have. Early marketing,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard that story. Or I forgot.
Yeah.
Either's highly likely.
All right, so that's whatever.
It is. Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind of whatever about it. Less than that. Let's close this thing out.
Let's do it. Is that rhythm guitar she's playing usually?
Most of
or-
the time, yeah.
Okay.
And then Jonathan, if you haven't seen how Jonathan looks, he's rocking a mean Ben Franklin style.
The long hair and
yep,
the glasses.
and kind of like a bald spot going on there, but
Okay.
he plays a Les Paul.
Nice.
He plays guitar, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I do.
He's into it. Yes. I know a Les Paul. I don't know what the other stuff you said was, but
Just a cool guitar is what she plays.
no Rickenbackers in that band, I guess.
Can you say that? I'm sorry, what? Okay,
Okay.
less than now. I like the outro for it. Sounds real cool.
Yeah, the second half really carries it. I like the lyrics all throughout, though. This is Chase's favorite song. Surprising, but
No, I don't think it is. Kind of a hipster. Of course, he likes the one with that the least amount of people like.
I think he just listened to all the other ones so much that once he got to the end. This one has grown on me. I used to skip it all the time. Now I listen to it today and throughout this week, and now it's just that second half is a lot of fun.
I'm going to have to refer to my notes on this one because I know I took great pains to wrap this up in a beautiful journalistic nugget.
You're building this up quite a bit. You better spit
So-
something.
Yeah. So did I mention I love the order of the songs on
Yeah,
this album?
I think.
Except maybe this one.
Oh,
I want to celebrate the album with one more poppy anthem.
Okay.
And instead, we get this letting myself down as my partner lets me down again vibe type thing. Then again, it's that ache and the apathy that she mentions in the first track, battling one final time. So on the other hand, it's the perfect closer.
Yep.
It wasn't as good as I thought it might
no.
be. No.
Um,
I could have read it better.
probably.
But instead, I tried to look up, and that I should have just kind of read it
Yeah.
in retrospect.
I mean, it's okay. I like the, the kind of backing vocals. Almost, the whole premise is like she's waiting by the phone, and then it's not necessarily something about the bop bop. It's not like that's not a sound a phone makes, right? But it reminds you of like
Something ringing.
But like, yeah, if something. It's probably like hold music is probably closest what to it is,
Okay.
but it sounds
it
like
evokes something phone related.
yeah, something phone, and not just like a cell phone, right? Like one you have to sit by, right? Like maybe it's like a time period, and like it's kind of reminiscent of like that time period of like coiled wires. And
Tin
sitting
cans
by
on
the
a
phone,
string.
it being on the wall, and you're
You had to
you're
ring.
Rotary dial.
yeah, you're leaning back on the other side of the wall where the phone is. You know what I mean?
The telegraph.
Yeah.
Bop, bop.
Right.
Bop, bop.
Yeah. My picture is the phone's on the wall between the living room and the kitchen, and they picked it up in the living room, and they're leaning against the kitchen wall. It's wrapped around the wall.
The
You know what I mean?
All right.
cord.
Yeah.
You just described my grandma's house. That's crazy.
Hey man, put it there.
For grandma.
Yeah, I've been there. What?
Whatever.
I think
Yeah,
I think
whatever.
it's kind of fun. The way to end it, it's that.
Oh Jesus.
I don't know. It's a little bit different. The outro rocks, and I think that's a great way to end it, in my opinion.
All right. That's nice.
I couldn't have been more disappointed with how it ended. I thought the outro. I expected so much more. I was kind of in Mark's boat. I wanted the big final blaze of glory with something amazing, and it kind of just withered and died for me.
Thinking about it though, like do a lot of albums. I feel like a lot of them. I feel like they die off at the end, except for maybe the last one where he goes, "Say yes, say yes,
Say
to
yes
life.
to life.
Yeah,
like I think
because-
that's a great way to end. But like, I feel like a lot of albums, like the last track is usually like, I could do without this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree. I love the last tracks. I love
Of
when they're-
every single
pretty
album.
much Catfish ends it with their
Catfish
and the Bottlemen.
Yes.
Yep. They end it with like Tyrants. They're like most different and their
Sure.
longer outro with guitars and it's kind of slower, different. And I don't know. I like it when they end.
Maybe
on
we were listening to different albums.
What
but
does Kiss do? What I would think Kiss would do it right.
they
what
were
does Kiss
they
do?
were
Have they ever
I-
released an album?
Only about 30 of them.
Yeah, I don't remember what they ended with the one that we did.
I don't
But
know.
I know I was upset with how they ordered it. I think it was the first one where it was like I wanted the first one or their opener for. I know remember what it was. I wanted the opener for when they went on concert to be "You Wanted,
You
the,
Wanted the
best.
Best. You
And they
got it.
didn't even play it on the tour that they went.
Oh, that hurts.
Our guest informed us. I forget his name, but yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity. But yeah, I think just putting more effort into the ordering of songs, I think, is important. That some bands could,
But it's tough,
put more
right?
effort into.
Because
But it is tough.
well, that's a great track. And if you think of it like a radio station and you're just trying to keep people listening for as long as possible,
Right.
God, you don't want to put a dumb track up there.
No.
But if you bought the thing, are you really going to quit listening? You're going to
Right.
listen all the way through. So
Yeah.
I don't know how they, I'm sure there's all kinds of theories that record companies do, and the producers have their own theories on where to put stuff and why. But
When they were selling DVDs, would you be able to just like pop it in and listen to it beforehand? I guess I don't know. Like when CD shops were like huge, would you be able to just like, oh, this one looks cool. Can I pop it in for a second? To
oh yeah,
listen to
there'd
it?
be listening stations.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe that has something to do with that. Here's the first song. This one sucks. Don't care.
Maybe. That's
But-
possible.
But it's inconvenient for our format
Sure.
not to finish with a great song.
Yes,
mean-
this is true. They should think about us.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Fuck your vision.
Are you listening, record labels?
Come on.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Now we told you what you want. Now fix it.
Now, could we do a whole series of shows of albums with great ending tracks?
I'll tell the next guest.
Probably not.
All right, so let's try to figure out a vault song here.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna throw out mine
You do it.
again. Happy Unhappy is my vote.
Okay.
I know Kale is probably against that, so I don't suppose that might get through. But
I'm cool with Happy Unhappy or whatever. I mean, my vote is You Wouldn't Like Me,
okay,
but
I'm open to You Wouldn't Like Me.
ooh.
I
Didn't
can't
expect
do
that.
Happy Unhappy. I
Oh.
just hate that song.
it's gotta be unanimous too. So
Yes. What's your yeah.
Okay.
River One.
there has to be concessions
Yeah.
made.
River Run Level 1.
I like River Run Level 1.
No.
Yep.
I mean, I'm good with pretty much any song.
My last comment
That doesn't help us.
on it is
Okay.
fantastic.
You're supposed to be the expert. You gotta pick.
So
Like I said, I like Happy
For
and
River
Happy,
Run Level
River
1?
Run,
Yeah.
Future
So
Me
I'm
Hates Me.
not
I think
against it.
the goosebumps speak for themselves.
Boom.
For what?
River Run, my last comment is fantastic.
Okay, cool.
And as Kale
well,
reminds
I'm the
me,
Kale for that song, and
I-
no,
I got goosebumps
it was cold in here.
that overrides anything you got.
No,
What do you mean, no?
anything else I would be better with, besides not running. I would do You Wouldn't Like Me would be fine. Future Me Hates Me I'd also do. It's the biggest
Ooh,
song.
Future Me Hates Me.
I would vote
Dare
for
we
that.
go with the title track?
Wow, that's unexpected. Nah, let's do You Wouldn't Like Me.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
You wouldn't. Are you
That's
okay
fine
with
with
that?
me, yeah.
You wouldn't like me. all right.
Sweet.
I hate it when he
It's
gets his
going on the
way.
playlist. It's going on the vault playlist.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
and
like me.
I'd recommend the next album as well, Jump Rope Gazers. It's pretty similar.
Huh.
It's I don't know. The Jump Rope Gazers title track is slower. It's more like River Run, but there's also the other songs that share the same sound.
Yeah. All right. Then we gotta rate this bad boy.
Okay, I'll start.
Oh, you have one.
3.7.
3.7.
For me, I'm gonna say how I felt listening to it in depthly was 2. What I know with future listens and knowing not to do that, it will be 3, middle of the road. It's a fine thing to listen to. Like how last album I said was 3 will grow to a 4 has grown to a 4. I need to make a website for us where we can update ratings.
Possible. In real time.
Yeah. So right now it's a 2, but I know it will end up in the future being a 3.
I'm dead in the middle of the road. 3.3.
3.3. Hey, what would you rate it just for the fun of it?
I am in the 4 somewhere.
Okay.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I'd say 4.4.
Okay.
I didn't want to bring a 5-star here.
You didn't want to bring a 5-star here.
No, I don't think you guys could handle it.
Ooh.
What is
Because
it?
I was thinking about
Ooh.
songs about Jane, Maroon 5.
Whoa.
That's a good choice.
Because
Okay.
I really like that album.
Well, stay
Through and through.
tuned in
Maroon
maybe a month or 2, and maybe we'll have some
Yeah.
Maroon 5
Might
coming
be a
out.
little Watermelon Sugar High on that album.
No.
Not the song literally,
Oh.
but the Sugar High portion.
Oh. Maybe. I don't remember that album by its
Well, it's
name
Maroon
enough.
5.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the V
It's
album,
going to be Sugar Sweet.
which I feel like is where they kind of switched more to that.
Is this the one where he's got a little more rapping on some of them?
Is this the collage face?
That
Or no, it's the girl with all the hands.
Yeah.
that's Moves Like Jagger.
Okay.
V
it's
is
the girl,
2013, and that's the one with Sugar on it.
which is the watermelon.
Sugar.
So that was later. Songs About Jane is the girl with all the
That's
hands.
their first one, 2001. I think. Maybe it's later than that. 2000.
What's the red album one? The red cover.
Like with the girl?
No, then there's 2. There's the Maroon 5 with the naked real girl with all the hands.
Yes, that's Moves Like
Moves
Jagger.
Like Jagger.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Moves Like Jagger. Okay. What's the blue one
And
with
then-
the face?
Blue one with the face.
There's a face, like a collage. I thought it was like a.
It's a pod extra, folks.
There's going to be some posts
It's a
on this
Maroon
episode.
5
Is it
podcast
Here, I got
extra.
him here.
Yeah, right here with One More Night and Payphone.
Oh, Overexposed.
Yeah. Overexposed. That's more recent than I thought it was.
No, that's it's 2012. They think they re-released it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Oh, Hands All Over is the Moves Like Jagger.
Oh,
album.
wow.
Songs About Jane is 02.
And that's the
I
red
was
one.
thinking about that or this one, but
Okay.
I thought
Maroon
I'd...
5 was good.
Yes.
Did they? Didn't
Good
they have?
Maroon
Didn't
5.
they sound kind of more like? I want to say like Spanishy, like with the guitars.
They had like a funky kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Let's get that on the calendar, fellas.
next.
Next.
Do you have any idea
No.
that you want to tease? No. Will it be a guess? Will you bring your own album? Do you have
Well,
any idea?
I think we haven't ended our guest stints yet, have we?
We're still waiting on Bart.
I hate to. Well, and I talked to him today about it.
Yeah.
When he'd be ready, and he was non-committal. He
Cool.
kind of likes his level of commitment right now. Of
What he has got going on?
yes,
Okay.
and that would stress him somewhat. Although
Sure.
FOMO
He
is
doesn't
happening
famous.
big time.
Yeah.
So I did send him the baby's Spotify link
Yeah.
because the other wasn't up yet.
Yeah.
Which was it wasn't our first guest one, but it was our first
I don't know
all
if
in person.
you mean the YouTube
pod.
link. It wasn't.
What did I say? Yeah,
yeah.
YouTube.
I didn't put it on
yes.
Spotify.
YouTube, yes. So I hate to stop that just yet. I kind of don't think
Like
it's
the
run its
guests?
course yet. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could interrupt it and just say,
Do you have ideas for guests in mind? You mentioned Eli or younger my younger brother.
Let's
His
just go with
youngest
that.
son. Okay.
Yeah.
So expect
Either.
hip hop rap.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Kendrick? A Kendrick
I
album?
would
I'm
say
thinking,
it might be. Here's my guesses. Potentially Logic.
Logic. No question.
Might be
Logic.
one. Mac Miller is in the contention for it.
Okay.
Maybe Chance.
Hmm.
Or Kanye or Kendrick.
I don't
We'll
think
see.
he'd do Chance.
Maybe I thought I saw a Chance thing down there. But I might be wrong. But my biggest two, I think, will be Logic and Mac. I think are the
Okay.
two likelihoods. But yeah, stay tuned for that.
Thanks, EP.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
choice.
you for having
I
me.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great choice for these guys,
Yeah. Totally.
especially for Dad.
Goosebumps.
Fine for me. It's a
T-shirts
pleasure
in
to
the
have
mail.
you on. We'll.
Yeah. Just let me know.
I'm sure since we've already got another album from you, I'm sure we'll have you on in the near future.
All right.
Yeah. So this has been Passing Notes. Thank you for listening. Keep it grooving.
Ooh, I like
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Cool.